Hey team, as with many of you, I have some days that are just more challenging than others, and the negativity can creep in. The rain didn't help today, and I get the sense that many of us are becoming weary and restless and frustrated, and that the infection data isn't promising, and it's very easy to get discouraged. It doesn't help that our legislators can't seem to get along at all, and there are many angry and desperate people making a lot of noise throughout our state and nation. The pace and volume of conflicting information is mind boggling. So I kind of had one of those days today. It started off that way. But for the first time in 4 weeks, I actually got dressed and came into my office at Tanglewood Park. It's kind of quiet, it's a little eerie, and it's weird to be in my old office. I'm typing on a full keyboard instead of my laptop. I had a lot of Zoom meetings today, and it felt very surreal to blend my working from home routines with what felt like long abandoned working from the office routines. It felt strange to drive to work. The very route I have driven for years felt sort of new. It was like my muscle memory was being challenged, sort of like when you get a brand new job and you have to learn the new commute. Quite honestly, it felt completely uncomfortable to not have sweatpants on and a t-shirt. And it was all of this strangeness after only 2 months of COVID. And I know 2 months is a long time, but not really when you consider that I've worked at Life Circles for almost 9 years. It made me realize just how quickly we humans have adjusted to our quarantined lifestyles and how quickly habits are formed. So when I got to Tanglewood this morning, I was able to stop by the finance office and visit with Anne, and we probably only spent 5 minutes chatting. We laughed at our long hair and made a bet on who could see their barber and hairstylist first. And my mood lifted a bit. A little later, I stopped in to see Patrick and Jim, and when we talked through our masks about our day and what's planned and just caught up and made small talk, my mood brightened even more. So as my morning turned into the afternoon at Tanglewood Park, I finally had a break in meetings and I thought I'd walk around and see who's here. I got to see Megan in the pharmacy and Randy in the clinic, and I got to see Justin over in the CNA workstation area, and I even saw Paula really quickly in and out of my office. And although those interactions were brief, it was pretty darn incredible how much of my spirit was lifted by just having some human contact with people I genuinely care about. Other than my household family members and an occasional neighbor and a cashier shielded by plexiglass, or a few masked strangers that I passed by the very few times I've been out to a store, my face-to-face contact with other people has been non-existent. Every interaction I've had has been over a screen or just a voice. And it's pretty incredible how, at least for me, how much you miss, human to human contact. So just these brief interactions with colleagues who I used to see several times a week was a positive mood booster and gave me something to look forward to. Did I used to take these relationships for granted? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But I maybe underestimated the value of human interactions and sharing. So walking around the office also reminded me of the importance of masks. They're uncomfortable and they are something to get used to. My wife, who is a dental hygienist, said she had to wear a mask all the time, so it wasn't as big of a deal. So back to the whole habit forming thing. I think we can be come pretty quickly used to wearing a mask when we do it regularly. Andrew Cuomo, who is the New York governor, had some very insightful guidance on masks. So I'd like to close today's update with a short clip of a video in which he shares his wisdom. Thanks to Paul Kirchberger for telling me about this clip. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I do look forward to us being together again. No, we don't have a specific date, but having something to look forward to will hopefully make your bad days a little better. Thanks.
Let me leave you with one point of personal opinion. Yesterday, personal opinion, so it's worth what you pay for it. Since you're not paying for it, easy. Yesterday, I went for a walk with my daughter. I had to take the dog for a walk. Even the dog is getting a little out of sorts. I think he has COVID virus himself, the dog. So we take the dog for a walk with my daughter, Michaela. She's my young one. She's 22 years old. And we're going for a walk, and everybody's wearing masks, and a lot of people wearing gloves, which is very smart. One fellow says to me, I wear the gloves because when I wear gloves, I don't touch my face as much, which is interesting, because you don't want to touch your face, right? You don't want to touch your mouth, your nose, your eyes even. So it's a pleasant day, going for a pleasant walk. We come across one fellow who's not wearing a mask. And I said something to the gentleman about the mask, and we started to have a discussion about wearing masks and not wearing masks. And we were in a little bit of a disagreement, and the conversation got a little tense, so I stopped the conversation because otherwise I'd get a lecture from my 22-year-old Michaela. I don't lecture Michaela. Michaela does lecture me. So I let it alone, and we finished the walk, and it was all very nice. Not that she gave me any credit for leaving the conversation alone. But I did want to make a point to that gentleman that I didn't get to make, but it's a sort of a universal point. People send me masks now, and some really beautiful masks. Some are personalized. This one says Governor Cuomo, was made for me. Some say New York Tough. Beautiful colors. I have masks sent to me from sports teams. I have Buffalo Bills mask. I have a Giants, Jets, Mets, Yankees mask. This one sent to me says E pluribus unum, which I love, out of many one. But any mask, even if it says nothing, it does say something. It doesn't have words on it, but it makes a statement. When you wear a mask, you say, I respect you. That's what the mask says to everyone you walk past. I respect you. I respect you. I respect your health. I respect your privacy. I respect your space. I respect you. I can do anything I want with myself. This is America. But I respect you. And out of respect for you, I wear this mask. This mask says, I respect the nurses and the doctors who killed themselves through this virus to save other people. And I respect the nurses and the doctors. So I'm not going to infect anyone or allow anyone else to be infected unnecessarily, so I don't cause more stress on the nurses and the doctors. This mask says, I respect the essential workers who get up every day and drive the bus, or drive the train, or deliver the food, or keep the lights on, so that I can stay home and I can stay safe. It says, I respect others and I respect you. And that is a statement that we should all be willing to make any day, but especially in the middle of this.